Hi everybody, I'm Serena from Serena's Kitchen. This is my all-time favorite time of the year. I love everything about the holidays. The lights, the tree, the shopping, the eating, especially drinking hot chocolate. Which brings me to today. Today we're gonna make a delicious, festive hot chocolate cake. And I'm gonna hack it. Oh, I'm a hacker from way back. It's gonna be so easy to make, and then we're gonna make it festive. So if you can get me away from my tree long enough, we go into my kitchen and put the cake together. Come on. So as I promised, I am going to hack chocolate cake mix. You can use any chocolate cake mix brand that you want. So you start off with the chocolate cake mix. Then you're going to use Jello instant chocolate pudding. So quick and easy. The box says 3 eggs, but we're using 4 eggs. All right, this is foolproof cake mix. Teaspoon of vanilla extract, a 1/2 cup of canola oil, a cup of pure buttermilk, and we're going to use, remember this is a hot chocolate cake, so we're going to use a tablespoon of cocoa, and to add to the hot chocolate flavor, use a package of hot chocolate mix. Now what you're going to do is you're going to mix it, a full cup of the hot chocolate mix, and make it hot. But we're only using about 1/3 cup. And I warmed it up already, and I'm gonna pour it right in for the extra hot chocolate flavor. And you wanna use the whole package because you wanna get the full flavor of the hot chocolate. Okay, that's it, guys. And now let's mix this up. And so nice and creamy. And wait till you see what we're gonna fill this cake up with when I put the 2 layers together. All right, I finished mixing it, and as usual, look how creamy and luscious a box cake batter can be. Just as nice as if you did it from scratch. Hack away, baby. And let's see now. Tastes like I'm eating hot chocolate and it's not even cooked. All right, so let's put them in my 8-inch cake pans, lined with parchment paper and shortening around the side, or you could use cooking spray. I like using parchment paper at the bottom of the pans because it's so much easier so the cake doesn't stick, and easy cleanup. And if you notice, I have this purple strip around the cake pan. This is called a cake strip. Now these are awesome. They sell them anywhere, Michael's or any place you can get them online, or Amazon. They're wonderful. You wet them before you wrap it around the cake pan. This helps the cake bake evenly. Great tool to have if you like to bake. All right, so let's fill up the pans, and we're gonna pop them in a preheated oven of 350 degrees. So we'll just divide the batter in half, and then we'll smooth out each one. Okay, I got them both in the cake pans, all smoothed out. I bounced them around a little bit, shook them up to make sure the air bubbles out. Now the oven's been preheated at 350. It's all ready. It's gonna cook for about 25 to 30 minutes. I'm gonna let it cool down, and then we're gonna decorate it in a festive way. Be back soon. Okay, how adorable are the leaves? And these are real cranberries. They're gonna go on the cake. So let me quickly show you how I made these leaves. If you have the tools, it's so simple. It really is. You're gonna be working with fondant. You can get fondant anywhere, Michael's, Amazon, anywhere where they sell cake products. Just take a little bit of fondant and roll it out like if you're rolling some dough. Fondant has that Play-Doh feel. When we used to play with Play-Doh back in the day, I know I had tons of Play-Doh sets. Okay, so you roll out the fondant. I found this also. I have all these kinds of tools and leaf cutters, all kinds of cookie cutters. And I purchased this a long time ago, and I think I got it from Michael's. And you press down on the fondant, press the middle, and voila, you have a leaf. So simple. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put them together like this. And we're gonna put the cranberries at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, simple as that. So I pre-made these already, and it's a good thing to keep these in a cold place because you do not want the fondant to melt. It should stay in the refrigerator. Well, in my case, my garage, oh my gosh, it's like a walk-in freezer, especially in the winter. So that's where we keep them. They get nice and hard so they don't break apart and ready to put them on the cake. Oh my gosh, come on, stop. You cannot resist the upside down half of Santa. Why is he half? Because the rest of him is going to appear that he is dived into the cake. All right, you can't, come on. Isn't this just the cutest thing? So I'm already put one together earlier. So I'm basically gonna quickly show you little shortcuts in how I did the pieces. And then you can put it together of half a Santa doing a split, and he's gonna be appearing like he's diving inside the cake. All right, so let me show you what I did. Let me move Santa up aside here. All right, so red fondant, you're gonna work with red fondant this time. Now, just to let you know, sometimes people don't know, but fondant is edible. It's really sweet. Some people actually like to eat it, but it is edible and enjoyable. So now, to get the shape of his body, I did a couple little secrets. I have this doll pan that I used to make little small doll cakes. And so you know what I did? I just took a chunk of fondant and put it inside of, but more than this, but put it inside of the mold like this, right? Punched it down, but again, I have a little bit more than this. I'm just quickly showing you what I did. You can use a cup or whatever you have in the house. Then I just took it out. Just pop this little puppy out. And look, there you go. You have the shape of his body. Now, you know what? Some people are talented and don't have to do it that way. Sometimes I'm just showing you easier ways to do different things just in case you have difficulty. Now, once you get the body part, now you're going to do the legs. Now, what you do here, take some fondant and you're going to roll it to make it look like a sausage. Okay? This part here, just, you got to work a little bit. Take your time. This is an activity that takes time, patience, especially if you're doing it for the first time. So roll it into a sausage because the legs are not so long. They look like the size of marshmallows, actually. Hey, if you can dye marshmallow or get a red marshmallow and you can use marshmallow instead of fondant. That's actually a good idea. All right, so you make the sausage size and then you cut it in half. You want to make sure the legs are even because we don't want one long leg and one short one. That'll look pretty funny. Now shape him up. Shape the two legs up, make it like a little square for both. Then after you make the legs your desired size, depending on the size of your Santa. Now obviously the body is smaller than mine, but this is just an example of what I did. I put toothpick here, a few toothpicks there, and apply it right about here to make it look like Santa is doing the split. All right? And now once you get the legs on with the toothpick, you make the socks. A little piece of white fondant this time. Okay. Make it a little flat. You're going to cut it in half because you're making 2 socks. And then you're just going to apply, because it's going to be sitting on Santa like this with the toothpicks. As a matter of fact, let me get a couple of toothpicks now so I could show you what it looks like really quickly. And it does stay on here. Just shove it all the way down. Watch out, toothpick is a little sticky there. Okay. Again, you're making him look like he's doing the split. Then you take the socks, flatten it up. Now the square here, you just, also by the way, you can wet fondant. You can put a little water here and it sticks like glue to each other. Okay, so let's get the other sock. Wet it a little bit. See, it's sticking. Now you got the socks. Now the shoes. Oh my gosh, the shoes are adorable. Black fondant. Again, you're going to roll it up, knead it like dough, because you don't want any cracks in your fondant. Okay, so now we're going to make the black sock into a sausage. Okay, this is a little bit too thick. Let's do this again. Here we go. Roll it. Okay, now after you roll it pretty good, you're going to be doing a little trimming. You're going to cut the shoe. You're going to cut this also in half. Then after you cut it in half, you're going to flatten that down and fold it up to make a boot. And just mess around with it, shape it up. If it looks too long here, just cut it a little bit. Make a little dent in here. See, you got the boot. Even right here in the back, you can make the heel. Then once you make the shoe, wrong side, you're going to apply it to the sock. It's a big foot. You're going to apply it to the sock. You can use the water because it sticks like glue, or you can use a good old toothpick. See the boot? Now let's get the other one the same way. Flatten it down, roll it up like a boot. If it's too thick, trim it up a little bit. If it's too long, because you want them to be even, otherwise they'll be crooked feet. One big, one small. And then you do the same thing. Apply. Ooh. I'm trying to I gotta turn them around here. I got his boots all crooked here. Okay, here we go. Apply it to Santa. And there you go. And then you make the belt. Just roll out some black fondant into a strip, wrap it around, make the little buckle, and you got Santa upside down, get ready to eat in the cake. All right, let's get this cake out the oven. It's gotta cool down, and I'll be right back, and we can put this beautiful hot chocolate festive cake together. Okay, everybody, I am back. The cakes are all cooled down. You can even wait for the next day to put the cake together if you want, just to ensure that the cake is nice and cool for when you put the buttercream on. So I'm set. The cakes are cooled down and they're pretty nice and even. That's what those cake strips do. but a little bit of cake came out on this side, but no big deal because I will cover that with the buttercream. Now, about the buttercream. This buttercream, I have the recipe, will be on the bottom of the video in the description box. But if you would like to see me make it, you can actually go to a previous video I made entitled Chocolate Cake Without an Oven. And I have the recipe and how I did it of this delicious, flavorful buttercream. But otherwise, you can just check out the recipe that will be at the bottom of the video. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna put some buttercream in the middle of the layer, like this. Not too much because since this is a hot chocolate cake, I'm going to put on top of here, hold on to your hats, people. What's chocolate cake without having mini marshmallows? I'm gonna put mini marshmallows. I'm so excited about this cake. I'm going to put mini marshmallows in the center of the layers and flatten it down. Okay, let's get that on in. Hey, that's what hot chocolate is all about. You can put as much as you want. I am not measuring how many cups I'm putting. I'm eyeballing it. And I see that's because I think this will be good, sufficient. Now, but the marshmallows are cold. I want to torch them. So I'm gonna pull out my torch. These things are awesome to have if you like to use them a lot or cook a lot. But you know what? If you do not have a culinary torch, honestly, you know what you can try? Turn your oven on to broil. Put this on a safe pan, not a cake board, on a safe pan and put it in the oven and watch it toast, but you have to keep an eye out very carefully, just enough to get it brown. But otherwise you can use a torch. So now I'm going to torch these up. Ooh, I can smell it. I love the way marshmallows smell when they get warm and toasty. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Ooh, this is gonna catch fire. Isn't this great? Be very careful doing this if you're not used to doing something like this, if you happen to purchase one. But I like to use this torch when I make custards. So I have a little bit of practice. Okay, that is perfect because now, let's make sure there's no flame in between there. See, when I press it down like this, ooh, it's melted. So now I'm gonna apply the top layer on top of that. Oh my gosh. I love the way marshmallows smell when they're toasted. Okay, let's put this like this. Oh boy, this is gonna be great. Smash it down. Oh, by the way, when you put your cake on a cake board, put a little frosting on top of the cake board. That way the cake stays still. Now it's gonna spin a lot because I have it on my turntable. But basically, if you put frosting on top of the cake board, it acts like a glue. Then you put your cake on top. That way the cake doesn't slide because these foil type of cake boards are slippery. So you don't want it to slide off while you're frosting the cake. All right, so I got that on there. Now let's apply this delicious buttercream on the cake so that we can decorate it with the festive fondant decorations. Okay guys, I have the first layer of frosting on the cake. Now, if you notice, see the little crumbs coming up? Don't panic. This definitely happens a lot when you're making a cake. Sometimes you see the crumbs coming through the buttercream. This is what they call a crumb coat. So after the first layer, I do a crumb coat. Then I'm gonna stick this in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes. And then I'm gonna come back and put the second coat of frosting on it for a more smoother, non-showing crumbs on the cake. All right, so I'm gonna stick this in the fridge and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I took it upon myself. I put the second coat of buttercream on the crumb coat, and I started to put the leaves that I made with the cranberries on the sides of the cake. I mean, I really overdid this festiveness. You know, there's a few errors in the ribbon. The only thing that this is red fondant. You roll it out. Now this is an 8-inch cake. So you have to roll it out into about 24 inches and then cut the strip any length you want. I did that, but you know, sometimes you may tend to roll it out too thin and it breaks apart. So be careful of that. But I'm not an expert. I just enjoy doing what I can do. All right, so I left the little part that I did not pipe to show you how I piped the edges. Piping is really easy to do. Then you just come here. This is like a shell piping. Just bring it over. Like this. So much fun to do. You can't get enough buttercream. Now we got Santa in the middle. Now it doesn't look like he's just dived into my cake. I think so. So we're gonna put some more here. Just pop it up like this to make it look like he splashed down. And then the buttercream just popped up. Got a little bubble there. And there you have it. Ta-da! Now, maybe we can add a few, because it is a hot chocolate cake. Just a few marshmallows. I mean, you can't get enough marshmallows. My daughter's probably saying, Mom, I've got a lot of stuff on this cake. But it's gonna be so delicious. Now, you know what, guys? You don't have to do all this. I just enjoy doing this and showing you that it can be done and how easy it is. You can just make the recipe. If you just wanna have a delicious hot chocolate cake, throw some buttercream on it and some green and red sprinkles, and you still have a festive cake. And the leaves were easy to do. I showed you earlier, and put those on the side of the cake because it's just so easy. And the cranberries are fresh. So guess what? Everything on this cake is completely edible. You can eat everything on this cake. There's nothing here that you cannot eat. Eat. That reminds me, I need to try this delicious cake. Well, I'm gonna take it off this and cut it up and give it a try. Be right back. Hi everybody, I'm back. I cut myself a slice of this delicious looking cake. I can see the marshmallows in between. It just looks like chocolate heaven. Now let me sample this delicious cake. I'm in heaven. I could take a bath in chocolate. I just love it so much. And this is a really good cake. Moist, flavorful, with the marshmallows. Tastes like a cup of hot chocolate in a cake. And you cannot go wrong to try this recipe. Especially if you don't want to do the festive decorations, try the cake anyway. You will not be disappointed. So good. Now for singing Christmas carols. Well, if you're new to my channel, thank you for joining me. Those of you who are used to my channel, thank you for your support and joining me. I encourage those to subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment. That way you know when I'm posting everything else. In the meantime, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and I hope to see you again soon. Stay well. Ciao.